Hi, welcome to the Kind of Artsy Things podcast and blog. I'm your host, Catherine. Today is episode 35, and this is... Oh, where did I put my phone? It is Thursday, October 31st. I should have known that. It's Halloween. Happy Podiversary! So, tomorrow is actually my Podiversary, but I figured we'd do it this week. So yeah, it's been a year since I started recording, which seems pretty cool. I was gonna go through Ravelry and see, kind of go through what I've done this year, but we'll just do the short version. I started my podcast November 1st, 2012, and it was a big step. From the beginning, I've talked about opening up an Etsy shop, which I started doing yesterday, the 30th. I know, a year later, I finally started doing it. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out credit card and bank account, that kind of information. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to make banners on my computer. I'm pretty good. I have a Mac, and I still have AppleWorks, even though they stopped producing AppleWorks, like there's paint and drawing and spreadsheets and everything. I still use them. I love AppleWorks. I wish they'd redo them because there's no good paint programs. Like, really? There's the ones for the Windows, or ones like the Windows ones, but, like, they suck. I'm a Mac girl all the way. I like the Mac paint. So I'm in the process of getting banners ready. I'm going to change the banners on Ravelry. Blonde moment there. And I'm going to redo my little icon on YouTube so they all match. Straight across the board, because the Etsy shop is kind of artsy things as well. I just figured that's easier. It's all under one name. I don't make money doing my podcast. I don't make money doing anything right now other than working. Other than when my mom takes my bin of stuff to sell. Which I'm going to have to start making more stitch markers, because that I want to be the main show on the Etsy shop. Sorry, I was going to write something down, I forgot. Okay, so I started the podcast in November 1st. I wasn't really liking living in the city at that point, but it was okay. I started the podcast because I was lonely, and it was something for me to do. It took up a good hour every week, where I had something scheduled. I had something to do every week, even if my sister or my roommate didn't want to spend time with me, and I couldn't see my mom, or spend time with my aunt and my cousin, or my friends couldn't come in. It was something every week that I had to keep me going. So, okay. December there was Christmas, and me trying to finish my mom's shawl, and I was still knitting it Christmas morning before I gave it to her. I was casting off, but still. In January, I found out I had to move. In February, I finished my job at Army and Navy in the city. I moved home, and then I got my job at the Extra Foods here in town. So, March, I moved from Delhi to GM. April, I cut my hair. That's my alarm for me to record my podcast. Okay, I better check that off or else it's going to keep beeping at me. Yeah, April, I cut my hair short, which it's grown quite a bit. My hair grows slow. Well, considering my hair is so thick, kind of why. May, nothing really exciting happened in May. May, June, July are a blur. So it was August. I got my learners in August, which I don't think I put up here. September we had inventory at work, which sucked. I was working 5 days a week and getting yelled at because I wasn't doing enough. And it's October. October, my mom's birthday. Thanksgiving, because I live up in Canada. And my job's okay. And finally I have my Etsy site started. So, well, I'm getting it there. It's not open, it's not even preview. I haven't added anything in yet because I need to figure out credit card and bank account information for that first. But it's going pretty good. So, knitting. No, I'm not working on any projects that I was working on in last November. I do not keep things hibernating that long. My basic way of looking at it is if I know I'm not going to finish the project, I rip it out right then and there. Kind of sucks because I've gone back and like, oh, I should knit on this, and then realize, no, you can't because you ripped it out. But it saves the yarn just sitting there. So, okay, we are 7 minutes in. I'm going to start with my knitting now. I have a lot of finished objects. I had 5 days off in a row. I had Sunday to Wednesday off this week. So, no, I had Saturday to Wednesday off. So, I have lots. They're all blanket squares, but it's getting rid of old stash. These blanket squares are all acrylic, and they're all 8 inches. Well, close. Some of them I have to stretch a teensy bit to get them to 8 inches, but that's not bad. Considering it's garter, you can actually stretch them quite a bit. So this is the first one I did. This is just like a bias square, it's like your grandmother's favorite dishcloth. I do not remember what number this is, and I don't even know the colorway. This is Red Heart Comfort, and the blue is coming up like sky blue. It's not. It's a teal and green. My light does not like blues apparently. See, my shirt's pretty close. My shirt's coming out more purple, but it's more teal. Different teal, but same. Just let me adjust this a little bit. Oh, that might work. That's better. Okay. My light's facing that wall now, but I'm kind of washed out, but colors are better. So yeah, this is one. I decided I was getting tired of doing the grandmother's favorite dishcloth pattern for all my squares. So I did some research online, and I've done, apparently I've only done one mitered square. It's a little wonky, but it's something simple. I have another one on the nails, which I'll show you later, but it's easy. I did the reverse, so I'm starting with the least amount of stitches and increasing. And I'm increasing every round, but I'm only increasing once every round. I just find that easier instead of having a rest row, because I'll forget, especially in garter, I can't tell. I can't tell where I'm supposed to increase, and I'll end up increasing like 3 or 4 times in a row, and then I'll forget to increase a whole bunch. So at least if I know I have to increase every round, it's good. It's kind of confusing because I end up with 2 stitch markers in it, and I just realized I slipped a stitch there. Haha. It's okay. No, I'll just stay there. See, I slipped it. This was like the second square I finished on my days off. I finished this Saturday. I finished the first one on Friday. I was that close. So this has been done for a week, and I probably just noticed that. Again, I don't remember the colorway name or number, but this is Red Heart Comfort. And then I did just a plain garter stitch one. This is the same color, and I like it. These ones are so mindless. The rest of them for this week are all the garter stitch ones, except for this little thing. So I kind of did all of these in a row, which is good. This is all I have left of that color, and it's comfort, so it's almost 3 times as big as the Super Saver. So that's all I have left, and it'll go in the one little bag, and of course I put the bag somewhere. Oh, just a second. I'll be off camera for a second. This, yes, it's in a weird bag. I got a pedicure kit in this, but it's heavy duty, so my cats can't get into it. This is all my little one-offs. That's all I have of those 2 pinks and that Christmas color and those berry ones and the purples and everything. This is all, and the brown. This is all I have left of these colors, and they will get put together some way, probably with brush and join, and they'll get made into more squares. I did some earlier, but these colors, I don't have enough of any one color that would be a really nice square, so they just go in there. Okay, I'm trying to put all my squares back in my box because I have to take pictures of them. Okay, so this next one that got finished is this square. This is Red Heart Super Saver in the plum pudding colorway. I really like it. This is the bottom, and I like it that I went from the dark purple to the pink to the light purple to the medium purple, and it was really chunky, and then it started to stripe. But I love variegated yarn, and this is one of the first ones that I bought when I started knitting. So I started knitting when I was 12. This yarn is like 13 years old. Actually, some of my yarn is even older than that. I was doing plastic canvas for about 2 years before I started knitting. So I already had a little bit of a stash, but it was all solids. And claret, country blue, country rose, pale yellow, dark sage, light sage, and dark plum, and medium plum. No, not medium plum. Dark plum, light plum, and pale plum. Those were my colors. I bought them every time I went to Walmart when I had money. I usually didn't go to the city that often anyway, so. But yeah, this is one of my first variegateds that I bought. So, I'm happy I used it. This, I have 2 little squares left, but I'll talk more about that later, and whips, because they are getting used. Okay, so this one you would have seen last week. This is the Tropical Storm colorway, Loops and Thread Tropical Storm. It's one of the new ones I got. I made a hat out of it, which is right here actually. I finally weaved in my ends. So, it's so soft and squishy. It's just so soft. So, I like Loops and Thread. Quality, definitely a little bit better than Red Heart, but Red Heart is cheaper. With the skein, it was $3.49. I got 1 hat, 1 square, and this is all I have left. And with, like, the plum pudding, the 1 square was full. I have a hat, And I finished that square, and I have a ball bigger than this left, and I started knitting another thing. But I guess that wasn't full. I maybe didn't do my full one yet. But anyway, yeah, like, this is 192 yards for $3.50. Super Saver is 244 yards for $3.50. So I guess it's $3.89 now, or $3.99, but still, you're getting more yarn for it. So yeah, one square. I think I'd have enough to do a little one, but I'm gonna wait and see how things go and what I want to do with it, because I'm not sure what kind of blanket I'm gonna make. Because it's a real Mod Podge of different colors and stuff so far. Because lots of it's old stash, other than that one new one. Okay, I'll do this one next. This again is one of the oldest yarns in my stash. I'm thinking squishy wise, I should have enough, squishy wise, yeah. That's how I measure my yarn. I should have enough to do another square, but I want to make sure. We did have a beautiful little scale at work for $10, and I was going to buy it, and I kept putting it off. Excuse me. I basically finished eating and started getting all my stuff together so I could record. But yeah, this is Red Heart Super Saver in the Wedgwood colorway. They don't make this colorway. This is discontinued. Completely discontinued. You can still get the pink, which is Country Rose, and the blue, which is Country Blue. Because I've bought both of those. And I've even bought the Country Blue in the Comfort, so the bigger skeins. But yeah, I love it. This is one of my first colorways that I bought because I had the pink and blue, so. And you may see this colorway again because I should have enough to do at least half, if not 3/4. But I'm gonna wait. I want to wait and see, just so that I can decide. Okay, you know what? I have to knit 5 or 6 rows of the blue, and then knit that, and then do pink at the end. But until then, it's done. So. And then this one I finished. Well, I have 2. These are Red Heart Super Saver in the Ocean colorway. And by the way, these are all knit on size 8s. I know I'm horrible for saying that. I usually knit most of my wrist weight on size 8s. Not unless it's really thin, and most of, like, it's kind of holey, but it's gonna, when it washes up, it'll be fine. So, and it's good and squishy. Like, it doesn't have to be super dense, so. But I have 2 of the Ocean. And I think they discontinued Ocean, but I'm not sure. So I know for a while it wasn't on the website, and I think last time I went and looked, it was on the website again. But I haven't seen it in person for a while. Well, and I have to take a drink. We're at 20 minutes. Oh, almost 20 minutes. We're at 19 minutes. Okay, and my last FO for this week is the dishcloth. This is Burnett Handicraft Cotton in the Peace colorway. And it is that bright. Yes, it is. That's one thing. I like bright colors. Love bright colors. I like my neutrals, and I like blues and purples and greens and stuff, but I do like bright colors. This is all I have left. I had 2 skeins. I knit 2 full dishcloths, so, and I was almost halfway. Let's see, that's the bottom. That's where I had to join my yarn. I had like 3 more rows to go before middle, so not quite enough to do another square. I'm waiting. I know I should have some of the yellow and some of the red because I bought I have both of these colors, but I want to use ends first. So this will be another dishcloth at some point. And who knows, I may just decide to knit just a knit one. Okay, so those are all of my FOs. Okay, whoops, let's do this one first. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row. You know what, I'll just take back that a little bit. This is, excuse me again. Apparently I should not drink iced tea before recording. This is the cowl for my Auntie Trudy. This is knit out of Red Heart Comfort. I believe it's the Pink Shades colorway. And this again is the non-size US8s. And I love it. I think it's very pretty. That beautiful little lace ladder thing going on. And the stitch pattern name does have something to do with lace and ladders, but I can't remember what the name is. I do remember that is off craftcookie.com, and I believe it is in the rib and the lace section on Craft Cookie. And I have lots left. I have to talk to her. I'm getting kind of bored with the stitch pattern. Well, not bored with it. I'm done with it. At least for now. And I have just over, I have a month and a bit till Christmas, so that's supposed to be your Christmas present. I don't think it's gonna be done. I still have my mom's scarf to knit before Christmas. Okay. And again, here's another just garter stitch square. This is, I got from Crystal. It's a beautiful baby pink. It is showing up way lighter than it actually is. She gave me 2. What is wrong with my light here? Sorry. I have to face just the right way. So. Yeah. Sorry. I'm really trying not to say so much, but it's just not working today. So yes, this is just going to be another square. There's really nothing much to say about that yarn. And then I have another mitered square on the needles. Actually, I have it marked, so that's actually the front side. Not that it really matters, but it's just for when I'm counting. That's why I have stitch markers. By the way, I made these stitch markers. I made all the stitch markers on here except for this guy. So, but yeah. These ones I'm going to try and fix because they snag a little bit. And so do some of these ones. I try and keep the ones that snag the worst. Some of them do snag. I think I just need, well, I know I need new pliers, but. So yeah, these will be blue, and this one, those you will probably see on my Etsy shop once I get that open. And please, if you watch the podcast, you can favorite me on Facebook now under Kinda Artsy Things. It's all one word. Also, I'm on Ravelry. I have a group on Ravelry, Kinda Artsy Things. And if you want to friend me on Ravelry, go ahead, because I have 3 friends. I am not one of these people who has to add all the people, but if you want to add me, go ahead. I will accept. Except when people try to add me as a friend, and then I think the person deactivated their account because I went to add them, and they were no longer on Ravelry, so just don't do that. It makes me sad. And then this is something you haven't seen for a while. This is, and there's no way I'll be able to finish row or take back that much. This is just it's called a Snapdragon blanket on my Ravelry account, in my projects. This is Loops and Thread Country Loom. in the Snapdragon colorway. And that's pretty accurate. It's purple, green, yellow, and red. It's basically these colors with purple, but it's all one strand. So it's really tweedy? I want to say tweedy, but I'm not sure if that's completely correct. So, and yes, it has a bit of a halo. I'm not sure what kind of yarn this is, and I can't see it, so I can't grab it. It's all out there on my Ravelry page, and it's going pretty good. This is a chunky or bulky. I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6, and if this is knit on US 6s or US 6, US 10. Oh my word, that'd be 6mm though, right? That could be where I'm getting my 6 from. But yeah, it has grown lots. Green is where I was last time I think it was shown. Blue is where I started knitting on it. So I've done pretty good. And this again is increasing every round. So I am at the moment on ball number 2. And I'm doing pretty good. This is ball number 2. It fits in my palm. So, yeah. That is all my whips for this week. I did want to show you. I mentioned this yarn when I recorded last time, but I did not show you because I had it out I have like a little ottoman stool thing in front of the couch. It is not quite that dark. That's pretty accurate. This is Red Heart Comfort in 4144. I know, don't they just have beautiful colorway names for their comfort yarn? It's dark blues and teals and greens, and it's just gorgeous. So, I'm not sure what this is. This is 649 yards. So yeah, it's pretty close to 3 times. 2.5 times. So now you're completely up to date on what I've bought, what I've knit, what I'm knitting. When I start putting stuff up in the Etsy shop, I will showcase it. I will show you on the podcast here. Or I'm going to see if I can make like a little photo gallery on the blog, or maybe on Facebook, because the Facebook group is going to be for the podcast and for the Etsy shop, because I'm not going to have, they're both under the same name, so it'd be hard. I'd have to have KitKat Crafts 88, Kind Artsy Things podcast, or Kind Artsy Things Etsy. So if I post anything, excuse me again, I'll tell you whether it's Etsy or podcast related, so you can just all join one thing. I'm not much of a poster. I barely update my status on Facebook. Just not my thing. I have friends who update on like an hourly basis, it seems like. But anyway, oh, and I should really say that my podcast should be sponsored by the Boy Needles. These are interchangeables. These are the straights. These are the fixed circulars. 95% of my needles are Boy Needles. Except for these. These are the Chow Goos. My friend Crystal bought me these. Well, she bought them for her brother, and then, because he was going to try knitting, and then he decided, nope, that was not the right time, so he gave me these for Christmas last year. So, they're size 8s. That's one thing. I should be sponsored by their size 8 needles. That's what I use the most. I have 4 sets of the straights. That's crazy. I have a silly amount of the circulars. And there's people moving around my house. Don't worry, they're supposed to be there. Okay. So I think we are done for today. Sorry. And all of a sudden I get a hand in the mouth. So you can reach me at kindaartsythings.blogspot.ca. Also, Facebook. It's set up under pages, so you can like me. I'm not a group, so. At least for right now, I'm not a group. Because I don't post much. It'd basically be you guys, and no one's joined the Ravelry group. That's another thing. I want to have prizes. I have lots of sock yarn of 2 different colors because I found it cheap. Like 74 cents a skein. And it's $7.99 a skein regular. So I bought lots of the yarn. Not realizing I didn't like knitting socks then because I never tried fingering weight yarn. So I want to do a drawing. Happy Podiversary. Join the Ravelry group. If one more person joins other than just me and Chaos Sparks, who is my bestie, I will start a thread. And Chaos Sparks, my bestie, she will be excluded from this because she has a bunch of this yarn too because she bought a lot. But if you like me and you watch me on a regular basis, go over and join my Ravelry group because you can win yarn. And I believe I have Ravelry linked on the blog. So if you're watching on the blog. And if you're not watching on the blog and you're watching on YouTube, I have to see if I can link stuff. I don't know how. I kind of just went into this not knowing anything, and I still don't know anything about blogging or podcasting. Well, I know some stuff, but not much. I'm slightly technically challenged. But anyway, we are at almost 33 minutes. I will let you guys go. Have a great week. I will hopefully see you next week. And thanks for making this year great. Okay, bye.